All right, hey guys, what's up? I like to get straight to it. We're going to review today's price action. We're going to talk about tomorrow. I'm going to review a few trades. If you have quick questions, try to DM me at your boy Mel. I'll to them if I can. If you want like more in-depth stuff, you want price action, you can always hit me up for one-to-one coaching. I do that in the evenings. So the first thing I want to look at is yesterday. Remember how we said how important this 368.3 level was? Why? Aside from the fact that it's a historical weekly level, I'm going to show you how you could use intraday and extended hours to figure that out for yourself. So I'll let you know on the unusual whales thing that I'm using. Whoopsie, got to delete that. I'm going to go through quickly what these colors are so that people know. The aqua is pre-market, the black is intraday, and the blue is after hours, right? So we saw here yesterday, aside from the fact that it was a weekly important level, we saw 368.3 show two signs of support, and not just any support, right? 368.3 actually showed here that it was a place that led to a significant increase in points. So it went from 368.3 up to this high of 372.5, and then we came down before the end of the day, and then it sent it back up to end the day around 371.2, but was also a rocket pad to after hours. So we know that level is important. The other levels that we see here, I have monthly levels all set up for you so that you know kind of what you're looking for tomorrow. Also important week levels so that you know what you're looking for tomorrow. So these are the ones you're watching: 379.5, 372.9, 364.8, and 362.13. So we saw those support bounces at 368.3. So today I was saying in pre-market in last night's video, 368.3 is what we call our dividing line for the day. That's where we know we want to enter a put or we want to enter a call. It is that level. Now look here. We saw that yesterday. And then we saw again in pre-market today, 368.3 hold. So now I know if this level gets lost, then we're going to go short. If this level holds, we're going to go long. What happens? We get a nice bounce off the level to start us off in the first part of the day. So we know here that this is going to likely rise up, right? And when we're looking for where we might want it to rise, although I typically use historical levels like daily and weekly, there's one other way, and I'm going to put these in yellow. You could just look to right here, yesterday's intraday action. Look where we saw the consolidation, right? Big consolidation right here. So if I'm looking for a place where the candle's really aligned, right, then I'm going to look right here for the first one, right? That's the first place that we saw it. So we're going to put a yellow line right there because we saw a lot of action there yesterday. Remember, these days really been running into each other lately, pre-market, post-market. So that would have been my target one, right? If I played this bounce, which we did, and then look what happens. We get a bounce, and it goes up to there. I could have taken it here on the 5-minute close that showed a bounce, and the level's been conquered, and then it retested that level here. Let me zoom in for you. This was the candle that broke 368.3. This candle showed us that level was not valid because remember, it didn't close beneath, so it didn't have a retest. And then we saw it survive the retest on the next one, meaning that level's a go. And if we went up to here, our first target just based solely on yesterday's level alone, then we got ourselves into a nice play, especially if you're playing like SPX, 0DTE, SPY, something like that. Now, we saw here that it came back down off that level. So again, we had a test of 368.3. So this is where I decided, hey, if not now, then when? So we get into 368.3, and we take this thing down. I had an initial target of 364.83, but I saw some daily support and resistances. On the day, it was getting really cluttered in this area from back a while ago. So again, I always tell people to go back and plot your daily, weekly, monthly levels. So I believe that I got rid of it just about here, somewhere around 366. So that ended up being a nice little trade for me as SPX 45%. The one trade that I did not get properly was because I jumped that level. My second trade, I decided to get in when I saw the consolidation, thinking it was a part of the bearish consolidation. Right? I saw this consolidation right here. And I thought to myself that was going to be a bear flag through. I didn't win that trade. And really, like I said, it happens to me, it happens to everyone. I didn't take my own advice on that one because I thought that the volume was so strong here that it was worth a flyer on the puts. What we saw was it came back up to where? 368.3, and then it came back down and went back up. So the only safe trade to take toward the latter half of the day was really a rejection of that level at 368.3 or a cross above that level at 368.3, right? And when we're looking at where that cross above is, then one of my first targets I have is actually right here, right? Because I see that there's consolidation and clutter right here. So you could take it from 368 to 369 is your first point to look at. And then your second target will be up here, right? Because you see some nice consolidation happening there. So basically 369.8, right around 370. Again, I'm showing you how to do this with the intraday levels that we have. I'm not necessarily doing this with all the weekly, daily, monthly historical support and resistance that I have, but I've given you the monthly here. We have all of those posted in our Discord is completely free, so this is not an advertisement, it's completely free. And we post all those levels in there so that you can see the daily, weekly, like hourly, monthly, historically that I've taken the time to do on all these charts. All right, so that's what we saw today. Now you might wonder, okay, what am I looking at tomorrow? So tomorrow I'm going to be looking at the same levels that played out consolidation today. Seeing the pre-market consolidation here. We saw some consolidation here that led to bearish action. And then we saw this consolidation happening right now in front of us that was happening in the after hours before that led to a fall. So then I'm going to be looking at our next areas of consolidation here, right? Because we've got all this going on right here. So see how the body stopped there and the wicks go underneath? So you could bet that it's probably a safe bet to just have that be your target where the bodies come up. So we see the bodies come up right here. So that to me feels like a good target to have at the top of the highest body there. So 367.70 is the first target if I'm taking the short. Remember, we're talking about SPY, we're talking about SPX, we're talking about contracts that really move without having that much distance between them, right? I would rather have a second target if it crossed that level. I'd probably look at this consolidation level right here, right? Because we see bodies fall, price action stop, bodies fall, price action stop. Because this is the first place that we get a true reversal with wicks or bodies, right? So first level here, we see lots of wicks and bodies. Second level there, right? Obviously, I'm eyeballing it now. I'm not drawing the super, like detailed ones. I put those on Twitter free, put those on Discord free. It's just really hard to do in like a 10-minute video and explain them. There's one more thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, which is why I'm so excited for short opportunity coming up. I'm really excited for the short opportunity coming at 379.5. And the reason why I'm excited for it is this. I want a green day tomorrow. Not because of any plays I'm in. I don't care if it's green or red usually because I'll play anything. Actually, before I do that, let me show you really quick where one level above would be, right? So look right here. You see in pre-market yesterday, this acted as resistance. And then it acted as resistance intraday yesterday. It became resistance again in after hours. And then we had a long downfall. So that's going to be a huge target right there tomorrow, 375. But anyway, why I'm excited about 379.55 is that we have seen incredible rejections off of that number. And it's coming up sometime soon. So I'm going to just delete all this really quick. Now, look at this. Okay, so if we go to 379.55, right? I'm right here on the daily. 379.5. 379.5. As you can see here, when it tries to get back above there, big rejection down. When it does get above there, big rejection up. And then it falls back below, and you see it reject. You see it come up. You see it reject here and go down. But then, so you can see here that that line is like, that line is an area that has a lot of, I'll call it drama, right? There's a lot of different battles between bulls and bears at that level. It leads to a lot of bounces and gaps. But then the other reason is this. Look at that big rejection that sent us down off of there. And we're coming right back up for that again. So that's the reason why I'm really interested in those levels. I think it's going to be a really big short opportunity. But anyway, those are the levels I'm looking at for tomorrow. And I hope that you have a great night. That's your SPY in 10.